Once upon a time, there lived a humble woodcutter. Every single day, he'd venture deep into the forest to work. One afternoon, feeling tired after a long day of chopping wood, he decided it was time to head home. He hoisted his old, worn wooden axe over his shoulder and started walking. But then, he heard something unusual. The sound of rushing water. That's odd, he thought. I've never heard that sound in this part of the forest before. Feeling thirsty from his hard work, he followed the sound. Soon, through a clearing in the trees, he saw a beautiful waterfall cascading into a deep, crystal-clear pond. The woodcutter walked towards it, amazed. He had no idea this hidden gem was here. He knelt down to take a refreshing drink. But as he leaned over, splash, his old axe slipped from his grasp and fell into the deep water. He saw a few green frogs hop away, startled by the noise. "Oh no," he cried out, looking around in a panic. "That was my only axe. I need it for my work." He stared at the pond, his heart sinking. He couldn't swim. And he certainly didn't have the money to buy a new one. "What am I going to do?" he moaned, burying his face in his hands. Just then, a gentle voice said, "Excuse me, something fell into my pond." The woodcutter looked up and saw a beautiful fairy floating above the water. She was holding a glimmering axe made of pure silver. "Is this silver axe yours?" she asked it. The woodcutter looked at the magnificent axe, but shook his head. "No," he said sadly. "My axe fell in, but that one is not mine." The fairy smiled and slipped back into the water. She returned moments later, this time holding a stunning axe made of solid gold. "Is this gold axe yours?" she asked. Again, the woodcutter shook his head. "No, my axe was just a simple, old one made of wood." "I see," the fairy said. She disappeared one more time and re-emerged holding his old wooden axe. The woodcutter's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that's it. That's my axe." The fairy handed it to him. "You are a very honest man," she said warmly. "To reward your honesty, I want you to have the silver and gold axes as well." The woodcutter was overjoyed and thanked the fairy profusely. When he got home, he told his neighbor all about his incredible good fortune. The neighbor's eyes widened with greed. "Interesting," he mumbled. He grabbed his own axe, ran to the forest, found the same pond, and deliberately threw his axe into the water. He waited. Suddenly, the fairy appeared, holding the silver axe. "Is this your silver axe?" she asked. "Yes. Yes, it is," the neighbor shouted eagerly. The fairy's expression turned stern. "Lies," she snapped. "This is not your axe. You are a greedy liar, and I will not tolerate it." Before the man could even apologize, zap, he was transformed into an ugly green frog. The fairy looked on and said, "Nothing good ever comes from dishonesty. Honesty is always the best policy." Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.